was the same old song, so I turned off the radio.
It kind of seems like the right video to make because my channel initially started off as a gaming channel back in 2014. My earliest memories in childhood were video games and computers. I remember how there was this thing, mouse inside of a mouse, sort of. I mean, really it was just a ball inside of a mouse, but it was really different than what we have now. The optical and some laser mouses that we have today. And I remember those CRT monitors and the other stuff. And I also remember getting my first computer ever. I was like 7 back then, and I went crazy because I have a computer now apparently. And that was just the start to my gaming interest and interest in computers basically. I wasn't the best at video games, but I'll tell you one thing, that I'd often bring my friend's older brother just to let him play some GTA missions and complete it for me. But then after a couple years, I found out you could do the same thing just by downloading the saved file from the internet, and life got a lot easier from then. Even though the love for gaming being there, I felt like it wasn't too much. It was a healthy couple of hours of video games, which soon turned into a disaster. And basically by that I mean a disaster. I remember moving from country A to country B, but I just didn't like the new school. It felt sort of a prison. It felt like a prison, basically. And things at home weren't the best. My parents had a lot of issues at the time with each other. I didn't have any friends. And so the only logical way was to escape reality by playing video games. I mean, I remember at the exact moment where I found this game called Rust. And at that time, it just basically filled in the void. The hollowness inside of me was all of a sudden gone. I felt happy again, and because it was an online survival game, you could make friends and create bases and live, fight, and defend together. I mean, I was making friends literally in different continents, left and right, and it was a great time. We were all having fun. But then, as it went from a couple hours a day to the entire fucking day, it became a problem. It was obviously a big problem, an issue. I think I spent like 17 hours a day playing that game, and the other hours I was either eating, taking a shit, showering, or trying very hard to sleep, because I'd always have this constant fear in the back of my head saying that whenever I'm gonna log out of the game, someone's gonna come, and that one person, he's gonna raid my base, he's gonna take all my loot and everything that I grinded for the past couple of weeks. I remember I skipped my exams just to play Rust. My parents took away my keyboard, but I had this extra mouse with 4 additional buttons. So I binded the keys and as the keyboard. So I binded the keys as the keyboard and started playing again. But instead of a mouse and a keyboard, I was playing with a mouse and a mouse, which had 4 additional buttons. So, yeah, basically. And for the first time in my life, I remember failing a class. It really sucked when my parents saw my grades, but to me I was just devastated because I thought they were going to take my computer away, which surprisingly didn't happen. And then I grew some balls and started playing some Counter-Strike. And you know what? I started off at Silver 2, I'm not going to lie, but then over the course of 2 years, I went to Silver 1, and then I went to Silver 1 and all the way to Master Guardian Elite. So yeah, I don't know about you, but those are some hefty accomplishments for me. But anyways, I even played a few tournaments here and there, but nothing close to the level at which you could earn a decent enough amount of money to basically play video games. But yeah, I just couldn't make a living playing video games. So here is where the story takes a different toll. I, at that time, really didn't have much history with women. I was not really the ladies' man in class. And I knew I didn't really have much game with women to begin with, cause who's gonna date a fucking twig? Like seriously, a fucking twig? Back then, I couldn't really talk to girls. You know, the typical gaming nerd. And I just, as I said that, a wave of cringe just swung by my body. And at this point in my life, my Steam account looked like I was on Adderall times 1000. But I realized a thing. I was doing the same thing over and over again. And I remember what Foss from Far Cry 3 said. The definition of insanity was doing the same thing over and over and over again.
Same fucking thing. Over and over and over and over and over again.
Okay, jokes apart from all the jokes. When I was playing games, I felt like I was on cloud 9, nothing could touch me, and when I turned the computer off, I was a nobody. I was just a teenager not doing anything with his life, not doing anything productive, nothing going on in my life, no woman, no nothing, but hey, maybe I wasn't enjoying playing video games anymore, maybe I just had too much of it, or maybe it was just called growing up. Probably not, but here's the thing. I just found out this thing called woman, and for the next few years, your boy, myself, was going wild, and the ego boost that every time I got with getting laid was the same as leveling up in a video game, but just in real life, and as you guys can tell, it was so much better. And then I got bored again. So, if you were to ask me today if I game or not, I'd probably say maybe, but I do play them once in a blue moon, but I don't think I enjoy them as much as I used to. One cool thing that happened recently is that I found the first computer I ever had. It was tucked away in the corridor storeroom, so I thought I had lost it, but as it turns out, she was fresh in her flesh, and that's kind of cringy to say, but hey, might as well. If you're a computer or even a car enthusiast, you would know how much your first car or your first computer means to you. So I'm very excited to get my hands dirty and rebuild the rig, but I think I have to give her a 2020 upgrade, and I might even make a video about it. You know, what the heck, right? And if you made it to the end of the video, I just want to say thank you for listening to 1,000 words coming out of my fucking mouth.
Mind is always on a plan. You busy thinking about how you gon' go and get your next girl. I'm busy thinking about how I'm gon' help to change the world. First chase the dreams, know the